Hello and welcome to a game for GosuLeague Season 5 Division 2. And we're going to have a game between 3D Max and 4FC, of course both teams that you should already know. And 4FC actually also getting into the Thor Open via Meet Your Makers, not going there anymore. I believe it's those that aren't going, yeah. So, and 3D Max, they tried to go to Thor Open, but were not able to win yesterday evening in the last finals of the qualifiers. But we are going to see them in GosuLeague, and we are going to see who is going to be taking the points. That's what it's all about. You want to have the points. If you you get a point for each win. You face each team twice, once from the Radiant side, once from the Dire side. And at the end of the season, the team with the most points wins. And if you of course are in Division 2 and you end up number 1, you will be making it into Division 1, and that is where you want to be, because that is where the money is at right now. We are going to have ourselves a Magnus ban out, as well as an Undying, a Batrider and Darkseer were the ban outs from 4FC, and they managed to pick up for themselves the first pick, a Templar Assassin, and the Bounty Hunter Jakiro go to 3D Max. Of course, all heroes that we are used to seeing picked up very early on. Quite surprised to see that 4FC rather has a Templar Assassin than a Bounty Hunter, because of course, as you might probably know, the Bounty Hunter in the current metagame, so to speak, is very good, because the metagame is around killing. Basically that, and if you have a Bounty Hunter on your team and you do the killing, then all your kills will mean more. We're gonna see a Lone Druid picked up together with a Rubik, so that is gonna be a Templar Assassin trying to wreak havoc mid-game, and the Lone Druid farming in the meantime, and hopefully for him it will take, or Templar Assassin will be able to do her job good enough so that the Lone Druid can farm up in peace and will then be able to kill everybody in later game. And Rubik of course a solid support, and we're going to see him as, of course, the Sven is still in the pool if they want to pick it up. 3D Max, I mean, Bounty Hunter is a good hero combined with heroes that are very strong mid-game as well. So Templar Assassin would have been a good one, but since he's already out, we might see a Queen of Pain or Night Stalker, or you know, those kind of heroes that around 6 to 15 minutes to have that the dominance of the game, I should say. And if you then combine it with the Bounty Hunter, of course, I mean, you can even go for something like a Tidehunter if you want to go for that. Tidehunter's also, I mean, when he gets level 6, he's gonna try to use his Ravage, trying to force out fights, and if you then have your fights with the Bounty Hunter present there, that's of course also a big impact. But there you go for a Sven still. So that is gonna be, well, Sven is, it's not really mid-game. It can be, depending on how much farm he has, actually. So we will see how that's gonna go, actually. But of course, I mean, really, we've seen Sven's zillions of times, and we have got the Jakiro combined up with the Sven, so that's gonna be Ice Paths and stuns over the top, as I am not dropping any frames. So for people that are lagging, that is unfortunately not on my end, so please either refresh the stream or try to use the report function, or try to select different servers, because of course there is an IPL 5 still going on, I believe, so my stream might have some issues because of that, and well, then basically a lot of servers would be busy, and you can just check out different servers. So each quality has a different server, so it's not even that 720 would be, well, would be worse quality or would be worse lag than the 240, for example, because it all depends on how crowded those servers are. We have got ourselves a Lifestealer being banned out, of course, one of the counters against the Sven that 3D Max would not want to face. We're going to have an Invoker and a Queen of Pain banned out by 4FC. They want to capitalize on that Templar Assassin. That is their strategy. So they are banning out the heroes that are annoying to lane against for the Templar Assassin, with the Queen of Pain and Invoker being those two. And we will see what 3D Max is going to go for. For the question in the chat, by the way, it's an interesting one. The question is, why does everybody follow the same metagame? Well, basically, the metagame is like ever-changing, and people find a kind of a strategy, and slowly but steadily everybody tries to figure out how to beat that strategy. At this moment, it's around killing, it's around Sven, and nobody really has a different kind of strategy in mind to counter it. So it's basically again countering other people's strategy with new strategies that people make up, and of course a lot of times you also see people just copying other people's strategies because they have figured out that that works. But yeah, it's ever changing. So it's just it's evolving. It's just evolving. I mean, people come up with new stuff every day, and with the tweaks that are being done also in Dota 2 still with the heroes, it will be ever changing. That's why in theory, there's no new heroes needed in Dota 2. That's why there's not a new hero every 2 weeks, because it will change around anyway without adding new heroes, and that is indeed a bit of a step towards a different game. Anyway, we're gonna have ourselves a Chaos Knight being banned out as well. Chaos Knight can be compared a bit towards the Sven as in terms of role and presence. He is though a bit earlier ready to fight than the Sven, and of course with that 4-second potential stun, it's pretty painful, and they don't want to be dealing with that one. Keeper of Light's going to be banned out by 4FC, just to make sure that there's not going to be a trial lane with the Sven and Jakiro, because of course Sven is a very mana deprived hero, and if he can have a Keeper of Light with him, then he will be getting mana 24/7, and that is just not something that you want to see, because you'll be stunned every single time. Last ban out incoming from 3D Max, as they are banning out the Shadow Demon, again a counter towards the Sven Jakiro. It's basically a counter towards ganks. It's an anti-gank hero, or at least I call him that, because you can just disrupt the target that's being attacked. If Sven lands a stun to initiate on it, then there can be a disruption to make sure that Sven cannot hurt that target while he's being stunned. So a nice hero being banned out there. As well, they're apparently assuming that Rubik will be on the tri lane together with a support, or at least they were assuming that, depending on what 4FC still wants to pick up, because we still have all those jungle heroes still in the pool. So we still have the Chen and the Enigma and the Enchantress if they want to really go for that. And Lone Druid is probably going to be on the long lane, or maybe short lane, depending on how they want to roll with it. It's both. It's been done before. It will all depend on what else they want to pick up, and perhaps even we're going to see a aggressive tri lane coming out from one of the teams. If Lone Druid, for example, is going to go solo short lane, then we might have an aggressive tri lane from 4FC. And of course, Jakiro Sven, it is the recipe for a aggressive tri lane, though it's not really needed. I'm actually expecting for 3D Max to still have something in the jungle, but we're actually going to see if they're going to be doing that. And that only time will tell. While we see that 4FC, they're thinking about their next pickup. They have got, oh look, that is a good one. So they wanted something still to counter that Sven, and Bane is a great hero to do so. Fiends grip him, it will go through BKB. The only thing that can really stop it is a Linken's, but Sven doesn't normally want a Linken's, he wants a BKB and a Mask of Manas and a Daedalus. And hopefully by then for him the game is about over. But it is going to be Bane picked up by 4FC, and that's going to be something for 3D Max that is going to be really annoying. We're going to see how it's going to work out. For 3D Max though, I'm expecting, like I said, an Enigma of some sort, but we also still need a mid lane hero. We have seen Master Joe Rotten playing that Windrunner in the mid against the Templar Assassin. So, well, everything is still possible from both sides, actually. I mean, Lone Druid, we've seen him on tri lanes also, so for all we know, 4FC also still needs a long lane solo.
Beastmaster.
And that is a Beastmaster, so that is going to be their mid lane hero. And that is also, I mean, with the Roar, a good counter-ish against someone with a BKB, though if you would think, like, who would have had that? Well, probably the Templar Assassin, because there's so many stunts coming off from 3D Max that a BKB is basically mandatory. But now with the Beastmaster Roar, that might not be so. They might want Linken's instead, and that would mean that they will have a bit, at 3D Max at least, they will have a bit more chance to have their Jakiro doing good work.
5 seconds remaining.
For the people, by the way, asking, both Drove Ranger and Silencer and Centaur are all not available in Captain's mode, since they're reworks / addings of those heroes, so that is why we don't see them in the current game. So we're gonna wait for the last ban for 4FC. Is it gonna be a hard carry? I mean, we still have the Faceless Void in the pool. Faceless Void also a counter towards the Sven, to of course lock him inside. Whether he has BKB or Linken's, you can always lock him inside a Chronosphere. Oh, by the way, one thing I did not notice just yet, 4FC, yes, they have a Bane that can go through BKB with his Fiend script, but the Lone Druid, his Bear's Entangle also goes through BKB, so you can also try to shut Sven down that way, or at least stop him from going to a target to hit him. That's of course what Sven wants to do. He wants to hit stuff. basically a pretty straightforward hero in that sense. Mirana in the meantime being picked up by 4FC. We have seen Mirana on solo lanes. So there is a possibility there, though I do think in this case he will be played on a tri-lane with the Rubik and a Bane. And of course Bane-Mirana combination is a pretty strong one, because you can just Nightmare a target and Mirana's arrow has no chance of missing, well in theory anyway, and that would be a start off for a kill, especially if you have a Rubik around there as well. Chen in the meantime being picked up still by 3D Max, so not going for the Enigma, but the Chen is going to be their jungle hero instead, also having some pushing power with that. And I mean, of course, then it is going to be dual lane and something in the jungle. No aggressive tri-lane for 3D Max, but we might see someone coming off on 4FC, because they have got that laning potential, especially with, of course, the Mirana and the Bane, what I just mentioned. But we'll see. We have 3D Max on the dire side. They are playing with one stand-in, who is going to be playing that Bounty Hunter. We see Nikki playing that one. We have Hessejo Rutten on the Beastmaster. He'll be going for a fast bottle. Of course, Beastmaster is a hero that has got brilliant rune control with his Call of the Wild at some point, with his boar and his hawk, able to scout it, either pick up a rune or deny the other one on the side of the boar. So that's going to be the middle lane for 3D Max, as we have Noya playing his Sven, we have Hawaio playing his Chen, Hayek is going to be playing the Jakiro. And that is all the lineup, the whole lineup for 3D Max. We're going to jump ourselves over to the Radiant side, where a smoke up is being used. They're going to look for their first blood. They're going to go into the dire jungle for that one. We're going to have 4FC, who is trying to do that. It's Boomski playing the Bane. We're going to have Strange By playing the Mirana. Nose is going to be playing the Templar Assassin, and the big creep camp warded to make sure that the Chen is not going to be having an easy time getting that. And this might be a first blood. There we have, hey, arrow after a Nightmare. Nika sitting around there, but he can't do anything to help his teammate. Hessejo Rutten will be going down, and it will be Loco on the Rubik to pick up that kill. The Nose is going to be playing the Templar Assassin, and the last one on the side of 4FC is Shrilly, and he'll be playing the Lone Druid. And if you're wondering 4FC, what does it stand for? Well, it is basically 4 friends plus Shrilly. So that is that guy. And yeah, first blood already done, so that is going to be the mid lane. Beastmaster will not miss out on any experience, but the gold is gone. And the gold, as in the first blood gold, is gone. And it was a support that picked it up. A very nice thing to have, actually, because that way your supports can just buy a bit more extra board, have boots earlier on, and just have a bigger impact on the early game. As we have Rubik picking up a haste rune, going to look for a target, trying to find the Chen, but the Chen is not here. Chen is hiding. In hiding. Where is the Chen? There it is. And he's gonna now find out that there's no creep camp here, and that is gonna be painful. He is gonna be deprived of experience early game, as we see Hayek getting harassed a lot here with Boomski and Rubik hanging around here. That is indeed an aggressive tri-lane coming off from 4FC, so that is gonna be fun for us, at least, as we have a counter ward being done there already, to at least also block the ward, or at least counter ward the ward. That to stop the other pool, as now Chen has found out that this is the only camp that he can really do something with, as he already cleared out one small creep, but that is about all that he can do. But yeah, we already know the combination, what this can make. I mean, what 4FC can do with the combination. The only thing is, though, like, if you have an aggressive tri-lane, that is fine as long as you either shut your opponent down, which so far hasn't really been done just yet on the, oh, Nightmare. Gonna hit the Jakiro. Is there an arrow as well? No follow-up on that one. But if you're gonna be able to shut down your opponent, stop him from farming, or take kills instead, or farm the jungle instead. They cannot farm the jungle because there's a Chen there, and they have blocked most of the camps. They have tried to stop the Noya slightly from farming. He's still level 2, though. He's still getting that experience, as we have Chen still picking up the Bane. Bane overextending. That was, I'm not sure why he was chasing that one. I really thought he was able to back off with that one, especially since Sven also decided not to follow that up. But he just wanted to get the experience, and he is getting experience. Level 3 on him, level 2 on Mirana. So far, not that big of an issue with the tri-lane for 3D Max. As they have, of course, got the mid lane is going to be Templar Assassin versus the Beastmaster. Level 3 versus the level 4. Of course, Beastmaster at a slight disadvantage of giving away first blood, but so far he's going to do good. Even though the thing that I said about having good rune control, he actually did not pick up Call of the Wild, leaving Templar Assassin to be able to pick up the regen rune that just spawned on the top. So the advantage is definitely in Templar's Assassin squad, as the axes are used for Joe to make sure he gets some last hits there as well. In the meantime, it's going to be Bounty Hunter, who's level 3, 5 for 0 last hits up on him, with Strilly being on 12 for 3, so doing a good job there, as the trial lane is just pulled some creeps away from the creeps, and he's gonna be just taking their experience towards their own tower. I don't really blame them, but they kind of have to do more than that if they want to continue with that aggressive trial lane. I mean, Mirana is still getting nice farm, or actually she is not. She is 10 for 2 with Sven actually 9 for 1, so still fairly even, something that you would not expect. Here comes 3D Max, so also with the Chen coming out of the jungle, and now he changed his mind. Jakiro's Ice Path should have been the one to initiate that, or the Sven stun, and neither was in range to do anything before 4FC backed off. In the meantime, of course, this middle lane, both of these heroes want to be level 6. As soon as they're level 6, for the Beastmaster a bit more than for the Templar Assassin. When Templar Assassin has free farm, so he might just hang around. Wow, taking a lot of damage there. So he might just hang around and try to go for kill that way. As an Ice Path locks on 2. Sven, telekinesis, trouble for him, stuns and has to run away. Dual Breath still going through. Mirana could leap after him, but doesn't have Starstorm, so Noya will be safe. And that was Chen well, he came in to maybe help out, wasn't needed though. And we have got the Sven coming back in towards the bottom lane. I like the logo for 4FC, it's actually 4. I don't see the F or the C anyway, but it's just 4. We have got them, I mean, they probably have to try again soon, but it is actually the Bane that was actually gone. The Templar Assassin picked up the invisibility rune in the meantime. She has it still in her bottle, so might still try to go for something, but she kind of wants to be level 6 with that. In the meantime, look at that. The difference was a lot more earlier on. Now it's only a couple of clips difference in levels between these two heroes. As the last hit difference is still there. I mean, almost 10 difference in favor of Nose. But that is just Beastmaster picking it up again. With all the runes that the Templar Assassin has been getting, I mean, it's all nice and stuff, but she is leaving her lane, giving some free experience and gold towards that Beastmaster, as Nikki has got 8 last hits. He's got level 5 though. Also, he is one of those heroes that wants to be level 6. I said it during the draft also, that you want to have, with the Bounty Hunter, you want to be level 6 and then you leave the lane and roam around to trying to get those track golds up. If you tag him up together with the Beastmaster, it's a great combination. Both, of course, a level 6 ability that makes a big difference in fights, and we'll see him probably trying to go for that. Or maybe Beastmaster will come bottom to try and kill off the Lone Druid, because Lone Druid is doing pretty okay for himself. He has got 28 last hits. If you look at the lanes overall, the last hits and the nice hits, all in favor of the Radiant team, all 3 lanes. Top, bottom and middle, and with the Mirana even also picking his farm up. We have 13 last hits up on the Sven, who wasn't able to do that much yet as he pops his God Strength, but get puts in a Nightmare. Here comes the help, Arrow still hits there, can they go on him? Brain Step going through, Telekinesis as well, nice Ice Path, locks in 2, nice stun, Dual Breath, Loco will be the one to go down. Noya uses stick charges to stay alive, as we have got Strange by. He still has a leap, has to use it as well, will do so, and will be safe. But the Rubik goes down, and goes down by the hand of the Jakiro, so extra gold for him as he can now pick up his boots, as we have got, oh, he's gonna be sent to base. The Chen, I'm not sure what he was thinking there, he's gonna run in right to Nose there, but the send back was first. And they of course have a ward here, so maybe he just tried to steal stun or something like that, but not gonna happen. And Templar Assassin, the first time she actually left her lane for other reasons than just the what's it called, the rune. The rune is actually in the bottom of the Beastmaster right now, who has got level 6. So we'll probably try to see him go somewhere, and especially with that haste rune, that's so very dangerous. Just run up to someone, use your bottle charges after you're hasted, and roar someone, and that is exactly what he's gonna do, and he's gonna do it on the bottom lane, where the Bounty Hunter is also level 6, so we will see a track coming off on this Lone Druid. As soon as that comes off though, we'll probably see Shrilly, knowing that, yeah, never mind, he's just gonna get stuck into it. He's a very tanky bear, so I'm not sure if he actually can get him. There's a roar. Can the bear do something there? Trying to go, axes flying through, right clicks to go. Here comes the TA as well, trying to help out. Melt damage going on Nikki. He's really still alive. One more hit needed, 35 HP. Can they get it? Bounty Hunter will be the one to drop, and drops before Sreleela. He summons his bear, and that actually lost him his life, because he was blocked by the bear, and Beastmaster picked up the kill. Hester Joe now having to get away from the Templar Assassin, who has got face boots. Trap is up on Hester Joe, and the boar will make sure that she cannot change it anymore. She's not even gonna try, as the middle lane people are now continuing on the bottom lane versus each other. Interesting with both of the solo bottom lanes going down there. In the meantime, the trial lane still not really doing all too well for the aggressive trial lane, at least. I mean, yes, they're getting ahead on the last hits, but the experience is a bit behind. We have level 5 on the Marana with the Bounty Hunter now rotating top. We have level 5 also on the Sven, so at least they're trying to do a good job at shutting him down. Nice on hit on 2. Arrow will still hit on the Bounty Hunter, but they're gonna go for the Bane. Track is already on, and that is a nightmare trying to help out. Jakiro can just do something about that though if he wants to. It doesn't even need to. Sven picking up the last hit there. That was a track kill going the way of 3D Max. 3D Max officially saying laning phase is over apart from for our Sven. Sven will probably just continue to farm, continue to try and pick up gold. But the Beastmaster and the Bounty Hunter will try to roam around a bit more to go for those kills as Bounty Hunter. They know that he's here somewhere. There's a track. Right click as well, Janata slowing him down slightly, Exo flying through, Roar going up, and that's a kill. Bounty Hunter Shuriken toss, finishing him off. In the meantime, though, Lone Druid basically in the same position right now as the Sven. He also wants to just continue farming, doesn't really care about his teammates fighting all the time. Needs to get his farm up, needs to get his items up. We might see the same thing from Marana, but Marana can be a bit more aggressive here. And of course, she is basically here to try and stop Sven from farming more, so then trying to get farm for herself. Also, of course, she wants to farm for herself, of course, also. But, yeah. That's just a slight difference there. But we have got 3D Max. I mean, like I said, the hunting season is open. And the Roar, we're waiting for that one. And when that happens, when the Roar is off cooldown again, we're going to see Bounty Hunter roaming towards the target of the Roar again. And might be bottom lane once again, as Nikki is now also back onside that bottom lane.
Tower is under attack.
Inside that bottom lane. On the bottom lane. Ooh, 2 Centaurs for the Chen. Nice job for Hawaii. And finally, Noya getting some farm here. 21 last hits. We're actually going to jump to the net worth because that's a bit more important right now as we see Beastmaster actually highest for the Dire side. Of course, he was the mid lane for Joe Rotten and able to get those gold. I mean, he's been he's been in 2 kills out of the 5. It's actually not as good as I thought it might have been, but still doing an okay job. Of course, also nice last hits for him. Bounty Hunter second highest. He's been part of all those track kills also. And it is the Sven that's actually only 3rd. Well, of course, for the ratings, we knew they were ahead, but they are actually pretty far ahead on all their three lanes on the gold graph. But we'll see. It all depends how fast that Sven can farm up right now, and it probably will change also. If 4FC manage to take down a tower, they'll probably leave bot lane at some point. But for now, they're sticking around here, and they're actually still having a level 3 Bane. The experience graph is in favor of 3D Max, and that is also part of 4FC's trial, or the reason that for that is. Part of the reason for that is the aggressive trial for 4FC. Of course, also Chen is making a difference. He is getting experience in the jungle that the Radiant side is not, as we have got the Aurora off cooldown, so they want to go. Bounty Hunter coming here as well. They want to go for the bear once again. Will they be able to get it with that invisibility? And he actually backs off. And Lone Druid being too safe for his liking. And they don't even have a ward here, but they do have that one. Yeah. They saw the sonic trap. They saw the invisibility room being picked up. So that is gonna be that. As we have got the Beastmaster coming back towards the middle lane. Axis will clear out some creeps. He actually doesn't care about Nose being there. Melt damage though, doing a lot of damage. Level 9 versus level 10. Templar Assassin has been doing a good job, going for a Blink Dagger upon Nose Templar Assassin. Fairly solid build, of course. That's the item that he wants to have to start. Making some big plays, making some kills, because, you know, that's what he wants to do. Rubik, level 5, I mean, he wants to be level 6, because if he gets level 6, he's able to steal the track, and you're going to have the same situation on the Dire side that it was on the Radiant side, as we have Joe Rotten locked inside a Nightmare, Melt damage going through, and bam, he's dead. Templar Assassin picking up the kill, Telekinesis coming in, Jakiro coming in too late to save Joe Rotten, that might be able to help out with a kill there, and that's a track kill. We're going to the Bounty Hunter. And we have Nose running away from that scene because that was a bit too much action for him. There's 4 heroes here from 3D Max in the middle lane, with the only one not there being the Sven, who's farming on the top lane. Beastmaster, of course, he bought back for that kill, but it was a track kill. It was okay. He was able to be there. And they will take the tier 1 tower as well. First tower going down in the game, and it's Beastmaster that picks up the gold. Got 1k gold in his inventory right now. Curious to see what he's gonna go for. Normally we see Beastmasters with a bit of a Necronomicon or something like that, but we might see a bit more aggressive items coming up from him, as Sven was able to die to the Mirana. Mirana using Leap, Arrow, and Starstorm to get him. And of course Sven, I mean, he's not really in a position to fight all that much. He is in a position to farm, but not necessarily to try and have one-on-one fights with Mirana, who is of course pretty far ahead based on net worth. Also, so on items she has got their threads complete. She's got 1300 gold in her inventory. Well, the threads were also complete upon the Sven and his bracer now as well. So not doing that bad, but he has less gold in his inventory than the Mirana has, as Bane is gonna be chased down by the Greater Hawk. He sees it too. Templar says, and they're letting it happen though. It's bait. It's bait right there. The roar's up on the Beastmaster. Jakiro is around there too if they can get something going, but the damage isn't there, and they're actually not going to go for anything anymore. Smart choice, because Nose would probably wanted to go for that one. Trap. Nose might still want to go for that one because her Blink Dagger is there. If the Jakiro finds himself alone, he's going to be very sad. Very sad indeed. Sentry Ward. Countering the Sentry Ward, interesting. There's also a ward here. Does it actually scout that one? Yes, it does. Plays this own ward before the 9 now on the other ward. And of course the Radiant, they scout out Hayek moving towards the top lane. They want to go for it. At the same time, we have got everybody off 4FC. They're backing off. Double damage tune up on Essager Rotten. Gonna look for a roar. Not gonna get it. Notice that everybody's backed off. So if they can't force a fight, then well, they will take a tower instead. Something like that. If they can take that, that will be worth it. That will be worth rotating all your heroes towards the top lane. Roar going off Bane. Level 4. He drops so fast. Sven picking up that kill. Noya getting stunned. Also though, telekinesis hand of God going through. Starstorm. Noya. 6 charges, keeping him alive. Necropyre's Nose locked inside. The Necropyre with the Chen creeps micro straight by. Hasn't got a leap. Axes will fly. Can they chase him down? They will not be able to. They will be able to do something against this tower though. What a play by 3D Max. It was Sven that still died to the Mirana, but not, well, 2 for 1, I have to say. Templar Assassin going down there as well, as the Beastmaster picks up the tower gold, so picked up both tower gold so far. Both towers going down. There was a tower going down in the bottom lane also, because of course Raleigh is just going to be continuously farm on the bottom lane, and if he's not doing that, then he's in the jungle, and then he's going to rotate. It's basically like a Broodmother, so if you leave him alone, he will push your tower, and if you're there, then you might not be able to kill him, because he's just way too tanky, unless you use a lot of resources on him. And with resources in this case, I mean, with the Broodmother is mostly wards and stuff like that, and dust, and also a bit more than 1 hero, but if you want to try to kill off a lone druid, you need more than 2 heroes probably to take him down. 3 might be a good start there. As we have got Chen still with his 2 centaurs, he's building towards a mechanism. He's got boots, he's got a tango, that's not his though, he's got a tango from Hayek. Oh, that's lovely. Hayek who has mana boots actually for himself, so is not doing too bad for himself either. Bounty Hunter finished off his Medallion of Courage. He's got himself the Permanent Shield. He's gonna probably go for drums afterwards, and with of course the Medallion of Courage, they might try to go for Roshan fairly soon, but we'll see when that actually goes off, because of course 4FC also having a lineup that can take a fairly fast Roshan because of that melt damage from the Templar Assassin, who can just reduce the armor of the Roshan with that. As we have got pressure coming in towards this mid tower, we have got not only the Templar Assassin mid, but also the Rubik. Oh, sneezing, no. Wow, I hate it when you think that you have to sneeze, but then you don't. Feels stupid. Sentry Ward, oh. Nikki actually being left alone. Being left alone, they did not want to take the fight, not with Hester Joe Rotten around the corner with the roar. Centaur and Jakiro just standing by though. They smoked up. Let's see if they can find someone, or if this is going to be their specific someone. He doesn't see them walking past here. They have a ward, but they cannot see it. But it will be Shirley who's just playing it safe. Waiting for the creep wave to push towards this tower again, and otherwise go inside that jungle. His bear will try to scout it out, sees the Bounty Hunter. Doesn't see more though. And if the Bounty Hunter is there, then they know that something is wrong. The Bounty Hunter could just walk in, try to go for a track, but yeah, I think this smoke gank has seen his end, and the smoke gank has indeed failed. unfortunately, or will they continue going for this? They will. They find him. Ice Path, not gonna hit, really. Gonna go towards his tower. Sentry ward actually being placed, or observer ward even. They want to go for him. There's a track. There's also the block track going off right now. Can they go for it? No entangle being done on the bounty hunter.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And then now with the bounty hunter, only with Shirley
attack.
there, they won't be able to get it, but they might be able to take down the last tier 1 tower standing on the side of the Radiant, because well, that will be like a small comfort prize. And for people asking in the chat, Division 2 matches are indeed not watchable inside the game client. That is only for the Division 1 matches.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's structures
Sentry ward
are fortified.
countered out the ward that was standing here earlier, and an observer ward together with that. Thou shall not invis near the Radiant team, as we find ourselves with the Hayek in a lot of trouble. We'll be going down to the lone druid. Icebat did not save him. And Bounty Hunter TP's out towards the top lane. Tower still gets denied, goes down regardless. Mirana already leaped himself away, and there is actually a shadow walk up on the Rubik, but he'll be fine as well. But at least nice job that they get a deny. That was their third tower going down. So 2 of them are the nice job with that. As that is actually slightly in favor of 3D Max. We'll take a look at the gold graph real quick. It's not that big of a difference. It is in favor of 4FC, even though they haven't got as much kills, but they were winning the laning phases. They had all their last hits in favor of them, and of course also 3D Max has been roaming around a lot with the 2 of them and not really getting anything done, so that kind of hurts them as well on the gold graph, as that would also hurt them on the experience graph, going in favor of 4FC. No real surprise right there, because of course that just standing still doing nothing waiting for someone to pop up, and they did that with 5 of them, or 4 even. So it's only the Sven that's really farming here, and Sven, he is doing okay. She's gonna go for BKB first, so he's got a bracer in his inventory, and we'll probably pick up the Minthra Hammer real soon, as we indeed have got the Roshan. It's gonna be the Dire side that's gonna do that first. There is no Radiant ward out here that will scout that out, but we do have people standing right next by, and they will be seeing now that the axes fly from the side. Tower is gonna be protected though, TP incoming as well from the Sven. Mirana's ultimate being used, making sure that Bane is safe. Roshan still being done. Should be in time. Here comes the lone druid though. Finds the bear. Can they take him down in time? Here comes 4FC. Lone druid leading the charge. Sven picks up the Aegis, and now it is fight. It is go. Stun lands on the nose, but it is Hasajo Rutten that's already going down. And that is a buyback. Wants to be back inside this fight. Entangle up on Jakiro. Wants to be able to stay alive. We'll be backing off there as we see Shrilly trying to do what he can. Another entangle landing on Nikki. Nikki still wants to go though. Track is up for Shrilly as well. We have got the bounty hunter going down still in the meantime. Melt damage doing the job. Bane committed suicide with his nightmare. Nice job. And we have got the stun again for Noya, trying to get away. His Aegis already popped, wanting to try to get away from it, but he's getting arrested by a lot of heroes. Telekinesis also gets stunned up. Ice Path is going to be too late to save him, as the lone druid still manages to pick off Hasajo Rutten on the Beastmaster again after buying back. So fight, even though Roshan was taken in favor of 3D Max, they lost 4 heroes to that. Not just 4 heroes. 4 heroes are down right now. We actually had got 1 hero dying, buying back, and then dying again. 1 hero dying, having an Aegis to get him up, and then dying again. And that is just pretty painful for FC. Sprinting up ahead in the gold graph, sprinting up ahead in the experience graph, and they will lose a tier 2 tower for that. There is only a Jakiro left alive to defend it, and that's not going to be enough, even though Bounty Hunter is back alive as well, now that his death timer has run out, and they're actually not going to go for the tower here. They're going to have the bear standing around here though. Bear who has his radiance complete, so that's the add-on that the lone druid was going for. He has got 1600 gold already in his inventory, and summons the bear back now that he is back inside the jungle also. Templar Assassin got enough gold to pick up her BKB if she wants
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But she could have already purchased it. I'm kind of thinking, now that this game is going to be so much in their favor, maybe she wants to go for a Desolator instead, just increase on their killing potential. But we'll find out properly now. There we go, BKB it still is. So that's going to be her item of choice, as we have got Beastmaster building towards a Egg and Imps, of course. He wants to throw out his Roar a bit more often. Roar having a big impact, especially now that the BKB is up on the Templar Assassin. Haystrom picked up by the Lone Druid, who is now surfing through the forest, trying to get some kills done or trying to get some farm up, even more so. And in the meantime, of course, the guy that's supposed to be carrying the game for 3D Max is going to be the Sven, who now has his BKB complete. Is it going to be enough to turn the game around? I am not sure. I am not sure. We will have to see. We have seen Sven do it. I mean, with one crit, they can wipe out entire teams. We have seen it happen. But one thing about crits is that you have to be lucky enough to get one at the right time, at the right place, in the right situation. So it's gonna all depend on that one, as we have got 4FC. They're grouping up for 5 heroes in this mid lane. They feel like their Lone Druid is ready to fight, so why not just fight, as their Lone Druid Bear himself is still trying to force the push the lane out in the bottom lane. But they will try to split push maybe a bit with that, but they're gonna try to go for a fight. They're ready for it, and they show it too. The question is 3D Max ready for it? They have got the Roar, of course, up. They've got the Ice Path Necropyre. They've got the BKB up on the Sven, but no Mask of Madness yet, so he's still not attacking that fast. But we will find out, as the Hawk is there to get some vision up. In the high ground, there's the Bounty Hunter standing around there. It will be Boomski that will be scouting out there. He's the only one there, trying to maybe bait out something. Not going to be getting it though. Sentry Ward, of course, there as well, to see if the Bounty Hunter comes up behind them, but they're still hanging around here. 5 heroes. This could be considered wasting times, but for 4FC, it's like they're ready to fight, so why not just force out a fight? They won the previous fight already, even without the Radiance being there, so now with the Radiance in their eyes, it will be an easier job, and then just, okay, they don't want to fight, fine, we'll take the tower instead. Nice Ice Path, still hits on the Bear and his Master. We have got Chen trying to go for something, still has, of course, his Wildkin doing the job of trying to slow them down with the Tornado, and now they get forced back there, and here comes the Beastmaster. Mirana's ultimate, it is turn and burn. Who are they gonna find? Can they go for the Beastmaster? They actually cannot go, because it was 3D Max that was not chasing it that much. Here we have them still, though, Sentry Ward being placed. They know that they're around here somewhere. They see the other Sentry Ward as well, so they will be able to counter ward that one. The Radiant team getting the counter ward upon the counter ward, as the Lone Druid still picks up the tower. Will 4FC back up with getting this small victory? Looks like they will be. They got the tower, and now they're going to be backing up, maybe to go to the last tier 2 tower later on. But it could be just to be recuperating and then just do the same thing again mid and try to go for barracks or something like that. But 3D Max not accepting the bait. I mean, the intention was there. 4FC wanted to team fight. 3D Max said no, we're not, and they didn't. They did lose a tier 2 tower for it though, and the only reason they're still alive is because 4FC. I mean, they just didn't want to go in. Well, they only wanted to go in if 3D Max also wanted to commit, and they didn't. So that is going to be a team fight avoided on 3D Max. And a lot of time wasted on 4FC. I mean, of course, 3D Max is wasting time in the meantime as well, but their wasting time is actually slightly in favor. I mean, they want to have the Sven a bit bigger than they are right now, as we have got Chen finding Shrilly, even though it's not really in his favor. Mirana picking up the kill, leaping forward to try and take that one, as we have got Sven, who wanted to come and help out his team, but he is going to be forced back to base as well, as the trap now hits. Clears out the creeps of the Chen, and that's the last one also going down to Nose, getting some more gold up for himself. 2300 gold up on the Templar Assassin, and it is indeed the tier 2 tower that they want, the last one standing on the map on the side of 4FC. Sorry, on the side of 3D Max rather, on the Dire side. And they will probably get the tower without much fight, as we have Nikki trying to fight in this bottom lane, trying to go for his own for their own tier 2 tower. TP incoming though for the Mirana, who wants to just defend that. She doesn't have any dust or something, so it's just a defensive job to get the track on her. The tier 2 tower already dropping on the top lane, so the advantage for 4FC gold wise for now on only has to come, or only can come, from either tier 3 towers, which is of course a bit harder to take down than just the tier 2s, and kills and Roshan. Well, Roshan is still dead, of course, it's already been taken down. We will probably see them waiting for it, as we have got Strange by being picked up, track kill at that, Roar being used, and that is going to be a quick kill, as now Sven also comes around. They might be trying to go for a tower. Will they force out some TPs? Do they have TPs? Shrilly does not have a TP. There is a TP going on. There's also a TP on the Bane, but he doesn't want to use it just yet. He'll run rather. We have got the Templar Assassin here as well. Templar Assassin, who hasn't bought anything else yet next to her BKB and her Blink Dagger. She does have face boost though, as he's got 3100 gold, so is having a Happy time so far. She's of course second highest up on net worth. If we take a look at that gold per minute wise, it is still a lone druid that is very far ahead, even over 100 gold more per minute than it normally is. So that is quite high. That is quite high indeed. And I will just type in, because I said it earlier already, but I will type in not in client, because the games in the client for GosuLeague are only for Division 1. This is Division 2. There we go. Because of course if you can buy the in-game ticket, it's only $1 actually for the Division 1, but it's only the Division 1, not for the Division 2. So that is why we don't see this game inside the game client. Though I have to say that $1 ticket, it is not only for this season 1, Division 1 for this season, but also for the previous season. It was the same ticket, and the same ticket will probably also be used for the next season. So it is really worth your money. The most games for per amount of money, I believe.
Double damage.
As it's not really infinite, but I mean, if next season is also, then we have 3 seasons, Division 1 games, all existing out of 2 games, best out of 2s per combination of teams, and all that for $1. So that is quite intense. And we have got 4FC in the meantime continuing to push, so they have got the Aegis still. Should have. No, it's already disappeared actually. No, they're going in without the Aegis. The Aegis, what am I saying? The Aegis was of course on 3D Max and it already was popped. Wow. These games are not watchable inside the game client. Dual breath going through, track going off of course as well, getting some vision, getting some advantage. In the meantime, Sven, he has picked himself up a Chrysalis, but he still lacks a bit of the attack speed that Mass Commanders would give him though. He wants to try to see if he can have his luck with this Chrysalis right here. Let's see if he can do it. It's of course gonna be tough, because we have 4FC, they're being very careful. They're waiting for 3D Max to make a move, waiting for them to do something, as the track got stolen by the Rubik, so all the advantage you have from picking up a bounty hunter therefore is gone once again. And the vision that can be done on the higher ground also, and there is the bait ult being used on Nikki. Can they go in? And it doesn't look like they can, and the Fiend's Grip is being used. Fiend's Grip is being stopped. Fiend's Grip is being wasted. Roar. It goes up on Loco. Axis fly through. Half of his HP gone, but he doesn't want to go in. They don't want to make that mistake. Even with the Fiend's Grip down, they cannot do that. They cannot waste it. As we have tracks being done left and right still, making sure they have that vision continuously, and of course the kills that they would be doing. Wow. 2 sentry was being placed there as the sun goes off on the Shrilly's Bear. Arrow will fly, hits up on the Bounty Hunter. They want to go for this. Tier 3 tower is already down. Here comes a BKB on Noya. Can he find a target? Trying to hit the Lone Druid, but cannot get it. Turns around, goes for the Templars, has a 1 crit, and now the Refraction Macropyre in that also. Can he do something? He doesn't find a target. Now stun up on Marauder. He cannot get it still. Now the roar again. Messenger Rotten though will be sent back to base. Dual breath going through and no kills done on either side. And look at the amount of sentry wards. What are they thinking? Are they thinking Shadowblade? Because there's no one there. They were expecting wards to be there from the Radiant team. But there's just a track on the Rubik that's given that vision. And that is 400 gold wasted on the Dire team, by the way, all these wards. And that is a bit of a shame. And now the tower also down. Of course, it is good to have one of these standing here with the tower gone. That's always a good thing to have. But, like, one is nice. Not 4. Anyway, Desolator up on the Templar Assassin. We saw it quickly earlier when I moved over her, but she has that one complete. She also has got 1200 gold in her inventory once again, as the smoke goes up for 4FC, and let's see where they're going to try to go. They are going to try to go for Roshan, of course, because that one's up again, 3D Max, and they know that something could be going on. They know that Roshan's back up also, and they're going to defend it. They don't want to give it away, but now Telekinesis, Havayo, slightly overextension, dead before the fight starts. Templar Assassin picking up the kill. High Spaz Macropyre trying to slow them down. Roar still going off on the TA, but the damage is too much, and a Bounty Hunter actually picks up Boomski on the side as well. As a Lone Druid got Sven's Noya, and that is going to be Jakiro dropping as well. 3 heroes dropping, 4 heroes actually, with also, of course, 3 heroes dropping indeed on the side of the Dire, with only the Bane dropping on the side of the Radiant. Roshan will go to 4FC with a successful smoke gang. TA picks up the Aegis, and that is going to be them getting the advantage, and they're going to try to push down the mid lane again, as that TP was interrupted. Not sure if that was intended, but that is going to be, I mean, they don't really have the creep wave. It doesn't look like they want it though. They're going to go for the top lane instead, because that creep wave is actually pushing in already.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But no, mid lane it is. Whoa, Bounty Hunter in some trouble, and Shuriken Toss, it's actually Loco that drops, and now TP out, Nikki able to get out. 2300 gold up on him. Nice quick pick off, of course a track kill as well. Track gold go in the way of him. Smoke up for 3D Max. They want to fight something also. They walk directly through a sentry ward though. If there was anybody watching that, they would have scouted it out, but we don't see an exclamation mark. Another sentry ward. Bounty Hunter runs through it. The rest doesn't though. And they cannot find anybody. They cannot find anybody. Everybody of 4FC knowing that something was amiss, hiding in their own base. As we have got now also Chrysalis up on nose. Lone Druid in the meantime, of course, the one that has been farming the entire game is a bear. Lone Druid bear is already standing by, just continuing to farm now those creep waves, push the lanes out, and he has got an Assault Caress now as well, so more armor for him. As he'll just continue to push the lanes out, while the rest of his team and himself and the master will be pushing down mid again. They're gonna try to go for those barracks, and they can call the bear to him whenever he wants. They can even resummon it should it not be possible. Basher up on the Lone Druid himself also. It's gonna be most annoying to Sven, because he of course has got a BKB, but wants to have something to if the Basher of course goes through BKB. So traps being placed, smoke up for the Radiant for the Dire side, and they're gonna come in from the side. They want to try to surprise their opponents. Will they be able to do it? The Murano ultimate being used, Sentry Ward there as well. They know that something is wrong. Can they find it? They can. They see it. They see it. There he goes. Arrow will hit on the Hawk instead. The Telekinesis already in SHO is already dead. Can he buy back? Noya finding a target. Is locked inside of Fiend's grips and Tangle. Noya drops as the carry down for 3D Max. As he has got the Chen going down on the side as well. As now Nika is going to be the target. They see him also, and he will be dropping. And the GG well played comes out in 3D Max. And they lose this game number 1. It's of course a 2-game encounter. This is GosuLeague Division 2 Season 5. It is 2 games between each team. And yeah, we're gonna see if 3D Max can take it. It's another point. Story slightly distracted there for a second, but we will see game number 2 between 3D Max and 4FC. 1 point going the way of 4FC right now. Let's see if 3D Max can take another point for themselves, or if 4FC will go home with 2 points in total for this GosuLeague encounter. Throne will shortly drop, and we'll be jumping ourselves into game number 2. My name is Sheever. I am a GosuGamers caster. You can support me by subscribing to my YouTube. Please do so if you want to. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's go to game number 2.